Why do you stand like a sheep waiting for the butcher, Conan? The voice was human, but carried strange vibrations that were not human. Sheep? Conan's wrath caught the best of his momentary awe. Do you think I'm afraid of a damn Pictish swamp devil? A friend called me. I called in his voice, answered the other. The men you follow belong to my brother. I would not rob his knife of their blood. But you are mine, O fool. You have come from the far grey hills of Cimmeria to meet your doom in the forests of Konojahara. You've had your chance at me before now, snorted Conan. Why didn't you kill me then if you could? My brother had not painted a skull black for you and hurled it into the fire that burns forever on Gula's black altar. He had not whispered your name to the black ghosts that haunt the uplands of the Darkland. But a bat has flown over the mountains of the dead and drawn your image in blood on the white tiger's hide that hangs before the long hut, where sleep the four brothers of the night. The great serpents coil about their feet, and the stars burn like fireflies in their hair. Why have the gods of darkness doomed me to death? Growled Conan. Something, a hand, foot, or talon, he could not tell which, thrust out from the fire and marked swiftly on the mold. A symbol blazed there, marked with fire, and faded, but not before he recognized it. You dared make the sign which only a priest of Jebal Sag dare make. Thunder rumbled through the black mountain of the dead, and the altar hut of Gula was thrown down by a wind from the gulf of ghosts. The loon, which is a messenger to the four brothers of the night, flew swiftly and whispered your name in my ear. Your race is run. You are a dead man already. Your head will hang in the altar hut of my brother. Your body will be eaten by the black-winged, sharp-beaked children of Gilles. Who the devil is your brother? Demanded Conan. His sword was naked in his hand, and he was subtly loosening the axe in his belt. Zogar Sag, a child of Jebal Sag, who still visits his sacred groves at times. A woman of Gwawela slept in a grove holy to Jebal Sag. Her babe was Zogar Sag. I, too, am a son of Jebal Sag. Out of a fire being from a far realm, Zogar Sag summoned me out of the misty lands with incantations and sorcery. In his own blood, he materialized me in the flesh of his own planet. We are one, tied together by invisible threads. His thoughts are my thoughts. If he is struck, I am bruised. If I am cut, he bleeds. But I have talked enough. Soon your ghost will talk with the ghosts of the Darkland, and they will tell you of the old gods which are not dead, but sleep in the outer abysses, and from time to time awake. I'd like to see what you look like, muttered Conan, working his axe free. You who leave a track like a bird, who burn like a flame and yet speak with a human voice. You shall see, answered the voice from the flame. See and carry the knowledge with you into the Darkland. The flames leaped and sank, dwindling and dimming. A face began to take shadowy form. At first Conan thought it was Zogar Sag himself, who stood wrapped in green fire. But the face was higher than his own, and there was a demoniac aspect about it. Conan had noted various abnormalities about Zogar Sag's features. An obliqueness of the eyes, a sharpness of the ears, a wolfish thinness of the lips. These peculiarities were exaggerated in the apparition which swayed before him. The eyes were red as coals of living fire. More details came into view. A slender torso covered with snaky scales, which was yet man-like in shape, with man-like arms from the waist upward. Below, long, crane-like legs ended in splay, three-toed feet like those of a huge bird. Along the monstrous limbs the blue fire fluttered and ran. He saw it as though a glistening mist. Then suddenly it was towering over him. Though he had not seen it move toward him, a long arm which for the first time he noticed was armed with curving, sickle-like talons, swung high and swept down at his neck. With a fierce cry, he broke the spell and bounded aside, hurling his axe. The demon avoided his cast with an unbelievably quick movement of its narrow head, and was on him again with a hissing rush of leaping flames. But fear had fought for it when it slew its other victims, and Conan was not afraid. He knew that any being clothed in material flesh can be slain by material weapons, however grisly its form may be. Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, this is your T-shirted historian, and that was a reading from my favorite Conan story, Beyond the Black River. This week was Robert E. Howard's 119th birthday. Had he survived, I'm sure he would have passed a long time ago before now. But just imagine, he only lived 30 years, and he accomplished so much in so little time. It kind of makes me look back at my own time and think, man, what a wasted life I've had. But then I'm reminded that J.R.R. Tolkien didn't start writing until he was, I believe, 50? So I guess I'm doing okay. I just need to get after it. And while I'm saying that, why don't I bring on my other panelists? Because we need to get after it. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, speaking of swamp devils, hi everyone.
It's not as elegant a reading as Grimm's, which you can find on my channel. He did the Frost Giant's daughter for me, but I do okay.
I decided to partake a little bit of the Howard myself this week, and I want to get myself a copy of The Coming of Conan the Cimmerian. You know, the oh so problematic book.
Oh no, not that one. That one's no. He can't recommend anybody read that one.
Well, you know, I think it's just a good rule in life to do the complete opposite of what some like balding hipster from probably Seattle has to say.
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to say that is actually the very first actual Robert E. Howard Conan book that I myself ever purchased, and those are the stories I read first.
This is a this is like the definitive like binding basically.
Mm-hmm.
For the last like 20 years, this is the one that's basically been the go-to.
Yeah. It's still really good. As a matter of fact, they still have all those in. Oh yeah, look at you. Yeah.
Beat Conan to death with this one.
There you go.
By Crom.
Well, the one that you have, Caster, is actually the very volumes that they sell over in Robert E. Howard's house at the little Howard Museum. That's part of his house now.
Maybe that's where I got it.
If you were that far into Texas, I would be upset if you didn't come by for a visit, because you know I'm close. But
Okay, everyone's silent all of a sudden.
No. I just noticed that we have a Greg.
Oh.
Hey, good to see you, bud.
Hey. What's up, Greg?
Your postcard finally showed up, dude.
Yeah, I never got mine. Guess
I added it to my collection of other postcards.
some dirty Dutchman probably stole mine. Post.
It's probably still on the way.
Yeah, it could be.
Malaky, you have the first two of those Conan books. I think it's the third one that actually has Beyond the Black River in it, although that's not where I read it first. But, actually come to think of it, I think Beyond the Black River was actually the first Robert E. Howard story I ever read, and I read that back in high school. So, I lied. But I don't consider myself to have seriously gotten into Howard until I got that Coming of Conan book.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just amazing. I mean, 30 years old when he died, and before that, you know, I can't even count the number of stories that he actually did write. And on so many different subjects too. I mean, you know, Solomon Kane, Sailor Steve Costigan, El Borak, was it Sonia of Rakatan, Black Agnes, all these different characters from his Western books, who I can't remember their names, and I mean, golly, just such a mind.
Yeah, he was definitely prolific.
I mean, he was prolific beyond what even, you know, the most prolific game designer I've ever seen comes out with. I mean, you know, the guy I think who probably writes the most games I've ever seen is probably Alex T, who we had on the show a few weeks back. Because it's just like, it seems like as soon as he's got one that releases, he's got another one he's getting ready to put out. And
well, I mean, I suppose it helps when Howard is getting paid a penny a word.
Yeah. My understanding is he bought and paid for his own car with that money. And I think he was one of the few people in Cross Plains who actually owned one. So that was pretty cool. They rebuilt the old ice house that he used to fight in too. So you can go to Cross Plains now and you can actually see it more or less as it might have been back when it was brand new back in the day.
You can go get into a fight to honor Howard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, just challenge some Cross Plains dude to a fight in the back.
I've gotten paid 6 pennies a word, so obviously Howard needs to get on my level.
There you go. Hey, Joe Grognard. Good to see you, bud. Well, I hate to mention this every week because I you know, we don't always get it, but you know, if you feel the need to donate or you know, give us a sub or anything, please do so, because I mean, we could use the subs, we can use the money. We're not getting any richer.
We should like be able to buy some additional books. Like, for example, how else can I buy new Castles and Crusades codexes?
Now, how did you get that? I haven't gotten mine yet.
Maybe they just like me more.
I guess so. I
didn't stuck up enough.
I guess. I mean, I'm closer to Arkansas than you are, though.
Yeah, but I guess I get priority shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that may have been it. I guess mine is coming by slow camelback or something. but I'll know to look for it this week.
Well, T-shirt, that's your own fault. Texas is a big place.
It's true. It's true. You could walk for a day and still not cross the whole thing.
The postman hasn't gotten past the razor wire yet.
Oh God. Oh my gosh. I'm not even going to get into that whole situation. But Disciple of Logris, on a different subject, you ran your first game of Scarlet Heroes today. Yes, everybody drink. Kevin Crawford.
I just finished my last. I need a refill. Give me a moment.
Refill.
I'm just drinking Coca-Cola today.
Well, that'll work. All I've got is coffee.
I have rum and I have root beer.
It's less fun.
So yeah, that is a good question, Patties. How did you like it, Disciple of Logris? Have I been lying about Scarlet Heroes? Is it easy? Is it fun? How do you like the setting? Let me know what you think in the chat comment. Yeah, the big news this week is Tekken 8. But before I jump into that, I did get some fun stuff this week. In fact, I'm sure Grimm will appreciate this, but I got a wild hair up my ass, and I just happen to have a little bit of extra income this week, so I bought some stuff I probably shouldn't have because it's bad for me, but I had to know. So I got some British sweets, and I haven't even tried them all yet. Yeah, so let me see what
what do you got?
I got dairy milk. This was pretty
plain milk chocolate, but you know, it's good, much better than American chocolate. Okay,
I agree. I agree. It was probably one of my favorites. Let's see. I got Twirl, which I expected more.
Yeah, they're kind of like a flake that doesn't disintegrate the moment you touch it. So it's aerated chocolate. So it's a way of selling you air. Really,
I didn't really like it. It's okay, but
yeah, it's okay.
Dinky Decker.
Okay, so that's a double decker, which is a larger chocolate bar. It's all right, bit chewy, bit crunchy. Yeah, it's all right.
Kinda.
I'm sorry to hear your Decker's own is pretty dinky.
Yeah,
It was.
sounds like British slang for penis.
It's the short burst instead of a
What,
double
you
decker
dinky
burst.
decker?
Cadbury's
This one was-
caramel, we like
That was
that.
good.
That's the one with the sexy rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah. that was pretty good. Still have not tried Crunchy Bits.
Okay, so that's like honeycomb inside the chocolate.
Oh, just started with this one.
That's like
I
fire
know.
and crumble.
So that's nice. Good crunch. What's that one?
This-
An eclair?
Eclair.
So that's chocolate around toffee, so it's not really like an eclair at all. They'll probably glue your teeth together. If you have fillings, be careful.
I love toffee. So
You have fillings, but not for long.
Yeah.
I have crowns. I don't have fillings.
Hobnobs or Jaffa cakes.
No, those are
that,
Australian.
Finger of fudge?
Yep.
Yeah, normally they're longer, but they are very, very small, sort of child chocolates, really. But yeah, it's fudge. It's nice. It was a classic when I was a kid. It sounds suggestive, which is always good. So
Whisper.
that's another aerated chocolate.
That just sounds like a
Nothing
British
special.
slur.
What,
Oh,
aerated
the
chocolate?
whisper over there.
Kinda. And the one I'm actually was saving for last is Cadbury Cream Egg Twisted.
Yeah, so they've tried to market cream eggs in a whole bunch of different ways with different bars and things. Yeah, it tastes like a cream egg, but it's not the size of a cream egg, so ultimately disappointing, but still yummy.
Okay. And of course, I couldn't live without my favorite fries Turkish.
Can't stand Turkish delight. At least
Really?
not that one. No, I like the expensive stuff in the tins.
I like that stuff.
I like the real Chronicles of Narnia Turkish Delight.
I like those too, but this is, I mean, come on now, dunking it in chocolate. That's brilliant. I love that.
Turkish Delight is also an old vodka horror movie.
Yeah, it does.
Mm. There's a posher one that they also do, like orange flower water ones and lemon water ones, which are nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I gotta look for those. And
Don't get the rose. Ugh.
Mercurius. Oh, this is the rose, I think, actually.
Is it rose?
Yeah.
Oh.
I like the rose. Yeah, I like that. So he's correcting me. He says Jaffa cakes are British. Okay, I thought they were Australian.
I prefer Jafar cakes, from
Well,
from Aladdin.
Yeah. We're thinking Jafar, as in Stargate. That's what we call them in this house. You hold them up to your head. So cakes
Yeah.
of Jafar.
Poor man's arrow.
It's people to give you worms.
Okay, so what's arrow?
Arrow
Also, like-
is another
Sounds aerated.
aerated bar. Yeah.
I like those. I personally
Yeah,
like
they
those.
do. They do mint ones, which are quite nice, of the arrows. But it's like a foamed inside with a hard outer chocolate casing.
So it's, the only thing I could compare it to, I guess, would be like a Three Musketeers. Crunchies are excellent. Okay, well, I can't wait to try that one. Glad I saved that. It looks like I ate all the crappy ones first. So
Well, that's good practice.
Yeah.
Like how you should eat your vegetables first off your plate.
Yeah. Although I really was surprised at how good the what is it, the dairy milk was. For just a regular chocolate bar, it's really good. And they're tiny, so
No Freddos. I was sad to see no Freddos there.
I only got what came in the big tub of Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those weren't in there, I guess.
My favorite is the white chocolate dairy milk.
Ew.
Ew.
White
Yeah.
chocolate.
White chocolate.
chocolate's delicious.
I like
It is the
white.
devil's congealed semen.
Oh yeah,
It's
that was-
not
Yeah,
even-
that's why I like it.
It's not even real chocolate.
I don't care. I like it.
Brian Castro
I-
knows
I-
what's up.
It's just I just always keep a bar on hand. Apparently,
Lark's vomit.
Crunchy frog.
Look, Grim, can you blame me? I was raised on Hershey's chocolate, so I don't exactly have
Well,
good taste in
yeah,
chocolate.
anything tastes better than that. Crunchy Frog from the Monty Python skit, like the spring surprise, where the spring-loaded spikes pierce your cheeks as you bite into the chocolate.
Hey, now, just a passerby, I have seen a Dutch woman actually eating Dutch treats on stream, and it was so amazing. A lot of it looks like it's crunchy, though.
Depends. We have a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Need
I
to
mean-
send you some Finnish salmiakki.
Ooh, that would be good.
Waffle.
Salmiak is good.
Stroopwafels are good. You can actually buy those at the
Gold
drugstore.
apples, yes.
Toblerone, I could buy at the supermarket. Those are good.
It's not stroop, it's stroop.
Oh, isn't Stroopwafel the Dutch Air Force?
Yes. The stroop waffle. That's because they move so slow. They move like molasses. So, you know.
Oh, Kit. Okay, yeah, I know about this. Yeah, because Grimm told me about this. Yeah, the difference between cakes and biscuits is one of them gets hard when it dries and the other one doesn't. It's
like
softer
meat.
as it dries.
Yeah,
Oh.
biscuits get soft when they go stale, and cake goes hard when it goes stale, and that was pretty much the crux of the case.
Mhm.
And yeah, you get charged a higher rate of VAT, I think, if you're a biscuit.
Which is kind of why I want to do the next thing I want to buy a little further down the line. I want to try Tim Tams. I've heard those are amazing.
That's Strayan.
Yep,
Those are-
it's Australian.
Those are widely available now. They're not even in the international section. You can
I-
get them just regular.
I've never seen them here. Well, I mean, but it's probably where I live. But
Yeah.
everybody who is Australian has said Tim Tams are the taste of heaven.
I just don't really like really sweet chocolate like Tim Tams. And Tim
Yeah.
Tams are sweet as fuck.
Are
I
they?
want some Japanese candy.
Yeah. Tim Tams are about as sweet as Flake. Flake is the sweetest chocolate that I've tried.
Okay, stuff to look forward to in the interim. But yeah, just to kind of get onto our main thing, and it's not our main thing, but it's the main thing I wanted to talk about just in brief. But yeah, Tekken 8 dropped on Thursday, and there was a live countdown and everything, and it was kind of annoying because even after the live countdown ended, it still took about 10 minutes for the download to start. And then the download was so big, it literally took like another hour for the game to finish unpacking. So
there's no preloading.
no, well, I mean, that's what aggravated me is I preloaded and it still took that long.
I mean, but who's gonna play it when you have Pal World?
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
heard
well.
that. Yeah, everybody's going crazy for Power. Even Grimm is going crazy for Power
Yeah,
World.
I've been playing it like instead of writing, I've just been playing Pal World.
It's a lot of fun. If anyone wants to
Yeah.
play with me on Xbox, that might actually motivate me to get a Game Pass. So
Well, I can say that Tekken 8 is a lot of fun. I've beaten all 3 modes now. I've beaten the story mode, I've beaten the character stories, and I've beaten the arcade story mode. The arcade story mode is kind of fun. It's a little silly in a way, but it's okay. Obviously,
It's
the main
Tekken.
storyline. Yeah.
it's always been silly. Kangaroos, bears.
Well, the
Gone.
bears are there.
The last Tekken I played was Tekken 3. I'm fucking
Wow.
old.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Gabe, yeah, we're gonna. That's what I'm gonna finish up with. That's why I want to get this out of the way before we get into that because that's gonna be a big one to unpack.
You want to finish off with the cape? Please don't.
No. But yeah, I really enjoyed Tekken 8. I can tell that there's going to be a lot of hidden characters if they're not released from playing. They're going to be released over time, I think, or through DLCs.
Is Jack still a character?
Yeah, Jack is still a character. Jack 8 is still there.
That was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
He's had that many descendants.
Well, he's had that many model upgrades.
I always like Jack. I like the samurai was it
Yoshimitsu. Yeah,
and
he's still there.
I liked King. King was cool.
King is there. Paul's still there. King actually got more fun because a lot more of his moves pull off wrestling slams and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters.
The Jackie Chan ripoff.
Yeah, that guy.
Lei Wulong.
Yeah.
He is not in the game.
Oh
yet.
no, I'm thinking of the Bruce Lee one. That was yeah.
Oh, that's martial law.
Yeah.
He is in there, and I have a short I'm planning on releasing about that because I have some news about that may or may not be interesting to people. I don't want to reveal it here. I want to wait for the short to come out, but keep an eye on that one. Harmony, you're not going to join us tonight?
Oi, Ginger Nut, get your caboose in here.
Yeah. You got the link.
I just now started to not be dying.
Well done.
That's why I wanted to jump on.
Good. Stop dying. It's cringe.
Tekken does have some pop culture cameos. Like, Negan was in the last one. Ash Williams has never been in a Tekken.
I thought it was mostly Mortal Kombat that did that.
Yeah. There was talk about him in Mortal Kombat, but that was about it.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat is like insane with the number of cameos, like Rambo and all that crap. Unfortunately, it's a shit game. So,
which one had Ninja Turtles? Was that Tekken or Mortal Kombat?
It wasn't Tekken.
That was Injustice 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's a random one.
You know what's the most cringe? All the cameos that they're putting in like Call of Duty now. So when Call of Duty, like the remake of Modern Warfare, first came out in like 2019, everyone was happy that it kind of went back to its roots, like its tactical roots. And now like the third version, it's like you've got like Nicki Minaj and shit like running around with like a neon like AK-47 or like a person with like a cat hat,
big
like,
pink truck.
Yeah, like they turned it into Fortnite basically. It's so cringe.
Caster, Tekken 7 had the Final Fantasy character in it. I forget the guy's name because I didn't care about him. I mean, it's like I played through it once and I didn't care.
I was like, I knew it was 6 or 7. I just couldn't remember which one. Like, I haven't played a Tekken since like 3.
I'm a surprising font of Tekken knowledge because I've been playing it since the first one. But yeah, I'm a super nerd. In fact, I was actually surprised at how well I still remembered a lot of the characters' moves after all these years because. In order to play through all the character stories, you have to play every single character. And aside from the new ones, most of the old ones still play more or less like they used to.
Just button mash.
What?
Mash.
No. Button mashing. No.
Button mash.
Yeah, just button mash. Like a chat.
No. Actually, my character of choice, the one I like the best right now, and I like a lot of them, but I really love Leroy because I love his drip is just awesome, and I love his Wing Chun style.
Is it Bruce Leroy?
No.
It should have been
Is it
Bruce
Leroy Jenkins?
No. Leroy is this Wing Chun master who just like totally wears the best looking clothing, and he could totally whoop your ass because he's like super duper fast whenever you get him in close. But I could tell they're going to add a lot of stuff to this game. One thing that was really nice was they have a jukebox mode where you can literally change up all the stage music, and it features all of the music from all of the previous Tekken games. Which
the Wang Chung Master makes me laugh.
Chung Master. It was kind of nice because I don't always like the stage music that they have for Tekken. So I went back in and I just changed everything to everything I like to hear. And,
so you can be a jukebox hero?
Pretty much. I can whoop people's ass to music I want to hear anyway. But Soul Calibur was fun also, Patty. Yeah. I love Soul Calibur as well. I don't know when another one of that's coming out.
I had the first one on the PSX, on the PlayStation 1, when it was still called Soul Blade. And I loved that game. It was awesome.
Yeah, those were good. It still is good. I mean, they rebooted it with this last Soul Calibur, so hopefully they'll continue. But yeah, that's big news. One thing I'm kind of disappointed about right now is a Japanese band called The Last Rock Stars is supposed to have an Image song called Mastery that is supposed to come out, or that was supposed to come out around the same time as Tekken 8. It was supposed to be released around the same date. And I'm continually checking the streaming platforms, like for digital music, like Amazon and all these other things, and their own Twitter account and everything else, to try and see when that thing is coming out or if it's dropped yet. And so far it hasn't. And I'm kind of aggravated because I really like their music and I want to get a good copy of the song. You can hear it on YouTube because they perform it live, but I hate live performances.
I'll take a dead performance.
You know what I mean? A studio.
That?
Dead Kennedys?
No.
Who was my most favorite fighter across all the different fighting games? Like every single one that's ever been made? I'm gonna have to say Ryu from Street Fighter.
I have no idea.
But, all right, so before we go too far, so Grimm got kind of on a tangent yesterday. He dropped a really good video, a live stream actually, about the people who basically have been harassing everyone in the games industry for the last, I don't know how many years. And the article, I guess, was mostly focusing on Zach Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly. It used him as a case study, and to be fair, that works because his problems are the most public and most well-known. So,
I did briefly mention some other people like Adam Coble, but yeah.
Yeah.
Coble.
Like or loathe the guy, he got a bum deal.
Yeah.
He did get a bum deal. And I honestly think that he got kind of retroactively hit.
Yeah.
Because it was a case of, they were on live stream. Nobody said shit during the game. Safety tools were involved. Nobody used them. And it wasn't until a week or two afterward where the actress started complaining and making her hurt feelings known. And
it was the next day, I think, actually.
Was it the next day?
Yeah, under prompting from some people in the audience who clearly felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, so. And see, I think that's what happened is she basically got peer pressured into it, or, basically gaslit into it, because it was a case of, well, don't you feel bad about this? Look at how disgusting that behavior was. You should call this out. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
had
think
the knock-on effect of getting that guy fired from Kickstarter's tabletop gaming thing for defending Coble. So, can't remember the name.
These are the people that even accused Matt Mercer of being abusive towards the rest of the Critical Role cast because he killed their characters, and everyone was like, well, they were obviously upset, and he didn't even take a moment to make sure that they were okay. He just kept pressing on, and they called that abusive. So
what was he supposed to do? Hold a funeral right there in game?
Yeah, just take them aside and talk to them. It's like, oh, sorry that I killed your character. Let's hug it out.
Hey, Mariella, it's the first time I've seen you over here. As a woman, you're sick of women. You're not alone. You're not alone. Actually, I believe Harmony actually said that exact same sentiment a little earlier this week on a different subject. But yeah, the stuff with the people who are harassing others, it's like it really seemed like they just didn't give a shit what kind of damage they were causing to somebody else, or it didn't register to them how it could affect someone else.
Do you want me to give the Cliff Notes?
Yes, please.
On all of it?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so this psychologist / social worker, whatever, she seems to be genuine. She's credentialed, just a bit quiet on social media. Has been doing a study since COVID, really, into the D&D online community, particularly creators. And she seems to have fallen into this rabbit hole around a lot of the indie RPG creators. You know the ones, the holier than thou sort of ones who are a bit pretentious and up themselves. And she'd previously done stuff on incel culture and things like that. So she was pretty much, you could say, on their side. But through her investigations, she seems to have come out the other side, not being on their side and saying some quite disparaging things about them. But it turns out that a lot of the stuff that we suspected that was going on, whisper networks, people weaponizing online harassment, and I mean harassment, not disagreeing with people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going after people's jobs and so on. Yeah, this was all being organized or done for jealous, venal, or financial reasons. Not that there's much money around. And they turn it on each other as much as anybody else. And it's just awful and a lot worse than I think many of us thought. And these people know they're lying, but they do it anyway because they get a kick out of it. They feel self-righteous when they do it. It gives them a buzz and it helps their career and all of these other things that they all seem to eventually turn on each other. And they admitted much of this, and a lot of it is recorded, and we did manage to recover the sound clips.
I need to check those out when the stream's over, yeah.
Yeah, that's on my main channel. The live stream where I go over the huge article is on the Grimm Streams channel. But I've got a brief summary and the missing voice clips on my postmortem video channel. So you can go and check that out there. I've also got links to the archive of the article if you want to read it yourself, though some people are having issues reading it on archive. Try a different browser or wait 5-10 minutes and try again. I think it's being hit a lot. So, yeah, I mean, we all kind of knew this was going on. I knew Evil Hat and people at Paizo had put pressure on drive-thru to get me censored. That people have been going after Jim Raji and others, Zach Smith, obviously. It's just that now it's blatant and out in the open and there is no getting away from it. Or is there? Because I have this horrible feeling of deja vu because we have a bunch of holier-than-thou indie developers, game developers, who have been exposed with their whole ass hanging out that they are actually corrupt and harassers, and yet pretty much anywhere you try to have the discussion, it gets shut down.
Yeah.
Imagine
Or deleted or censored, particularly on Reddit. Mind you, many Reddit mods were implicated as being part of these little groups and cabals that go around cancelling people. So it reminds me very much of the start of Gamergate. Unfortunately, I don't hold out much hope of any kind of positive resolution to all this, but at least it's out in the open and pretty undeniable at this point. So yeah, that's the summary.
It's one thing when that stuff, is like well known by, the so-called anti-wokes, but this time, I don't know, it kind of feels like almost more like official, like like if you know what I mean, like this is like an actual psychologist who themselves is very woke. If you read the article, like like they're just so woke they could have easily like taken their side almost. Like that's how it reads.
Yeah.
But like even they're like, no, these people are awful. Like they make a point of mentioning that they had a better time working in the prison system than interviewing these people. So that should tell you something.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason it's not very well written, I think, is because she's clearly having cognitive dissonance as she's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, what's going on? Sort of thing.
Yeah, she kind of can't help really but throw jabs at the other side as well, just randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, either that or maybe it's a like a thin attempt to just keep reminding people, hey, I'm actually on your side. Please don't come after me.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know why she deleted the original article. Whispers around are that it was either because of legal potential problems, repercussions, sort of ethics problems around her practice in social work and psychology, or that she just got a huge shit ton of harassment and backed off because of that. So,
Knowing them, it's probably like a little combination of all that.
yeah.
She was very unflattering in some of the descriptions about the people that she was talking about, like even just physical descriptions. So I don't know, maybe that got her in trouble.
Well, regardless of what the reason is, though, I mean, it's just very telling that, even though that all this is out there for people to see and to read about and to learn about, is still that this isn't necessarily going to go away. People are going to continue to try to virtue signal. They're going to continue to try to cancel. They're going to continue to try to keep using the same bullying tactics against others that they don't like. The fact that I've already mentioned on more than one occasion that certain words have kind of lost all their weight because they've been so overused, including woke at this point.
Yeah, it's been played out.
Yeah, I mean, and it's on both sides, honestly, because for every person that is, and I have not used this word, but for every person that has been called a sparkle troll, to everyone who's been called a German from the 1940s, those words are losing their value because they're tossed around so much in social media and they're applied so liberally to everybody that people don't like. And, we're losing the value of a lot of different words now because it's like, people are always screaming, racist, misogynist, and transphobe and all this other stuff. And it's going to get to the point where just calling people regular names and stuff like that is going to become like garden variety, just, bullshit words, like just calling someone an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't.
And yeah, those words are kind of important and they need to remain, what they are for the actual clinical terms. Well, they're not really clinical terms, but you know what I mean? For what they are, not just devalued because of overuse. Or are we going to have to start inventing a whole new class of words to describe certain types of people,
Yeah, but then those words will get overused eventually.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. And part of me wonders if it's because of social media as well. Because like on this platform, there are certain words that we can't say on YouTube. Otherwise, they'll cancel the streams or they'll demonetize you or they'll whatever. And I wonder if it's not like the same way on the other social media platforms, because the bots are out there. And if they see a mention of a particular word, they'll nail your post. I mean, it's like I got called out on Twitter a few days ago because an associate of mine used the word mongoloid. Okay. Now, yes, he was using it in a vicious attack term, but my comment was, "Wow, she didn't get upset because you called her a mongoloid." And I mean, literally, that was the entire post I made, and Twitter nailed me for it. They said, "Hey, no, you can't do this. Your visibility's been limited on this post and all this other stuff. And if you wish to, appeal it, you can." So yeah, obviously I jumped up on Twitter and I appealed and I said, "Hey, I didn't say or foment any kind of hate for anybody else or injury or anything else. So why are you flagging this?" Because all I said was I asked a question and used the word that they used. So I don't know why you're hitting my post for it. And sure enough, yeah, they looked at it and they they restored the visibility on my post, but the point still is there, is that the fact that, the bots are set up to flag all these words, and people are trying to get around the bots on social media as much as anything else. And it's just, it's causing either new words to be used or words to be used improperly and being applied to things. And I don't know what it's doing to our language as a whole, but it's nasty.
I'm trying to stay away from the whole culture war stuff. Like, I probably shouldn't even be commenting on, like, what we just discussed about with that whole Whisper network. But I don't know.
But the problem, though, is in this particular case, that's a story that I don't think much other people are going to be talking about. It's a matter of, if not us, then who?
Yeah. I mean, I was hesitant to reach out to some of the people that I did reach out to, because if the story only gets bandied about the Chud network, it's easier to dismiss. But if it's a choice between getting spread that way and not getting spread at all, I think it's important to get this out there. So, though, I do have word that an actual for realsies reporter is looking into it, and I've reached out and contacted them.
Nice.
So, yeah, because I'm the nasty piece of work mentioned in the article. So hopefully that'll give me some buy-in, because I can act as a on the record reference and source for some of the stuff that's in the article. So,
yeah, I think it's amazing that you have the convictions to stick your neck out like that. But on the other hand, I guess you're kind of in a unique position, because of, you've already come under fire, and you've basically been harassed for, what is it, like almost going on 14 years now?
Yeah, the very first sort of hints of things were 2010, but I usually start counting from about 2012, 2013.
So yeah, I mean, it's just like,
well,
after a while, it's, you're just kind of like, how much more can you cancel a person?
what more can they do to me, really? I suppose I could get kicked off drive-through. That's about the only thing left they could really do to me. I don't think it's terribly. Lots of people are saying very nice things, and I appreciate it, but I just feel like if I hadn't done this, who else would have, really? And it needs to get done, and there's not a lot more they can do to me. And reading that article, the one thing that's really stuck with me out of it was when one of the people there was saying, oh, well, you can't stick your neck out and criticize people, because then you get lumped in with the Nazis. So, I had disagreements with, I think they mentioned Anita Sarkeesian in the article. But, I can't voice those criticisms, or I'll get lumped in with the online naughty Germans. And that made me think, then I'm going to have to double down on not self-censoring, because I'm not a naughty German. And these things need to be criticized from other positions. So, yeah. Sorry, long-winded.
You're a perverted Brit. There's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like Hungar says, even if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to try to get them canceled. And that's just kind of my thinking too, is it's kind of like, I may disagree with you on something, but I'm not going to go, out of my way to try to get you canceled or anything like that, or kicked off of a platform or anything, because, that's what freedom is all about, is, having the freedom to say things, even if you don't agree with them,
Yeah.
And besides, Twitter is so much more fun with people getting out there and sometimes saying stupid shit, because I get my jollies laughing at them every day. So.
It's a shame in a way that they chose Zach as their example, but he is the best example. But someone earlier mentioned that the Reddit subreddits are banning discussion of it, and they're doing that because they've got rules that you can't mention Zach or anything to do with Zach. So even the posts that don't actually mention Zach or just say, hey, go look at this, are getting blocked because technically they do violate the rules, which is convenient for the people running the subreddits.
It did. Well, and again, it's just like the bots flagging certain words. I mean, how much harder would it be to train to tell the bots, it's like, hey, I want you to flag every mention of Zach or Grimm or anybody else. I mean, and how many times have I not heard, people talking about getting shadow banned in one form or another? So social media is kind of deceptively, slippery with the way it operates and the people who operate it, because it's like they can shut down any mention of you or anything that you mention pretty fast. And then, you got people trying to hunt around for sources to try to find this stuff, and most people are not willing to do the legwork on this. They're so they get misinformed, and that's the death of free speech and the death of information.
Yeah, there's a little.
Sorry, go on, Victor.
No, I just want to say there's a lot of people that just want to like join the hate train, and they don't really care if something's true or not. They like, even the article mentions this, like people feel righteous about something, and that's like enough justification just to be a piece of shit. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'll be curious to see how this plays out. I don't think anyone's going to get a comeuppance. Like, Zach has successfully sued people, and he's still basically homeless and penniless at this point. And it hasn't stopped any of those people, and they've had their legal costs and their fines paid by the internet. So it had zero effect on them. And they're not. I don't expect they're going to see any repercussions to their work or anything. It's just it's all kind of pointless. But they don't have a stranglehold on the media in the same way that Gamergate ran into this problem back in 2014. So this isn't going to be fought on, these glorified blogging sites. It's going to be fought, if at all, on social media. So maybe it's a bit more of an even fight and an even chance of actually getting the message across. But we'll see. I don't hold out much hope.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing right now that I would say kind of helps to level the playing field is it seems like a lot of the layoffs in journalism, like that's going all across the board right now.
Learn to go to
and
people.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's a lot of, there's quite a few sites that have people who've been fairly notoriously like slanderous with their work, that have been putting a weighted slant on a lot of coverage that they're either losing their jobs or they're finding out that it's not paying the bills anymore like it used to.
Well, yeah, because people are largely being trained and training themselves and just getting out of, hate clicking. So sites like Kotaku and Rock Paper Shotgun and all these other things are becoming more and more, thrown to the wayside.
Partly that, but it's mostly the advertising money is dried up. Sorry, go on, Boots.
No, well, I think also a big thing is that normies are aware of a lot of what's happening now. When my 70-year-old dad is asking me about like stuff like drama in like the tabletop sphere or in the video game sphere, then you know that they've kind of like are starting to lose the battle. Because even doing the Gamergate days, it was just like video game nerds versus like journalists and stuff. But like the nobody in like normal society gave a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Neckbeardia, yeah, you're right. I don't know Zach as a person, so all I've ever heard of is he's a prick. But
yeah,
I do have a copy of Maze of the Blue Medusa, and it is awesome. And I do have a couple of his works with the Lamentations before he quit them. But Maze of the Blue Medusa was such a good book. I'm still wanting to run that for somebody because it's too cool not to. Plus, I paid a lot of money for it because it was hard to get.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. Zach is an absolute prick.
Yeah.
I have tried to be extremely generous with him, and he's just been a dick. But that doesn't make him guilty of anything other than being
A dick.
socially maladjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an absolute front bottom, but yeah.
Yeah. And even amongst our quote unquote side, as people will term it, we don't necessarily get along with everybody. I mean, there's people on this panel who don't get along with people I will call friends, or at least, be cordial with on a regular basis, because I'm not out to make enemies with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to go out of their way to try to cancel each other for the most part. And
yeah. Well, obviously you're talking about me, but I have huge problems with somebody that you're still friendly with, but I've never asked you not to hang out with them.
No, I know
that's the big difference. So yeah.
Well, I wasn't calling you out either,
No,
Victor.
I'm just saying. And I just wanted to kind of like add to your points. Like, there's a big difference in how normal people handle that shit. And
well, you're not the only person either. There's people in this chat who have problems with some of the people that I follow on Twitter. I mean, like as in, like they really don't like them. They argue with. I mean, just this week, God, I don't remember if it was Patty's or if it was somebody else who was arguing with Griff from Tonnesborg from Secrets of Blackmore. And we've had Griff on the show before, and I like Griff. Griff is an okay guy. But they were having a back and forth argument with them, and I was just kind of like, wow, you. Oh no, it was Poncho. Poncho.
Yeah,
Goblin.
it was about the 0E and chainmail stuff. Because of the basic experts video, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, and that's just part and parcel of what we do. I mean, we're nerds. We're going to argue over shit. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's like, oh, me and Victor, we don't see eye to eye on, the amount of damage that an AK-47 should do. Okay, that's fine, but we're not going to try and go to war and cancel each other and get each other kicked off of Drive-Thru RPG or anything.
Yeah, we fight a lot like real men. We have AK-47 duels.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily get along with a lot of these folks, but I follow them. I still like some of their posts, and I still read some of their stuff because not everything that they put out is crap. Not everything that they say is garbage. Except maybe Jeff Rowe, but no.
Say it to my face. That's the thing, I think, right? And as long as you do that, we can all have a punch up at the ice house and get a beer together afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, be men about it. Be human beings about it. I mean, it's just because you don't agree with somebody doesn't mean you have to go out of your way to start a whisper network and get them canceled and deny them future employment and all these other things. And, it's just dumb.
If I had a nickel for every time there was one of these, there's a major Whisper Network campaign in these niche nerd hobbies, I'd have 2 nickels now.
Yeah. Yeah, and Surly Unicorn, yeah, you're right. What happened to arguing about could the Enterprise take on a Star Destroyer? Yeah. See, that used to be what we used to argue about.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not really interested in drama, and if I have a beef with somebody, I want them to leave me alone, and I will leave them alone. I just don't want nothing to do with them, and that's as far as it goes. And I don't play guilt by association and shit like that, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I almost kind of wonder if it isn't, once again, it isn't a case of social media pushing these kind of narratives and stuff like that. Because if you have an argument with somebody on Twitter and you appear to be right, does that mean more people are going to buy your crap?
Yeah.
I mean, was that what it boils down to? It's like, okay, I mean, if that was the case, then I should be picking fights with Pundit, because I want to sell more of my book, because
Pundit could get into a fight in solitary confinement.
He probably could. But I like Pundit. I don't agree with everything he says. I like the guy. I've been on his stream. He's been on my stream. We don't have a problem with each other. We kind of understand each other. We know where we're coming from. We don't always agree with each other when we talk on Twitter. But we don't go out of our way to cancel each other. We don't write each other death threats or anything like that. He doesn't threaten to use his magic to curse my endeavors or anything else. Although sometimes I think somebody did, because of the fact that we're going on our 4th year and we still haven't hit our sub count yet. Damn it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is all ultimately like it's a question of is it people looking to like climb some sort of like invisible ladder of like success in this space?
Yeah.
And are you willing to basically throw other people down the ladder to pull yourself up higher?
Exactly. Are you wanting to?
Crabs.
Yeah. Are you wanting to do the crab and the bucket shit? Because it's like have fun with that.
I think Lord Matthias said much the same thing a little bit earlier. Yeah, and I think you're both right. Largely, it's about getting a leg up.
Yeah.
But see, I want to get a leg up by delivering good games.
Yeah.
And like just being a cool person that people like to buy the games from.
Exactly. And that's the same thing with my stream. I want to make my subs by having decent content that's funny, varied, and mostly positive. I don't want hate clicks. I don't want rage bait. Any of that stuff. That stuff is going to happen anyway, because I'm a passionate nerd, and the stuff I talk about, I'm passionate about, and I'm going to bitch when I see something I don't like. But I think for the most part, I can talk about good things, and people can look at the streams and say, okay, well, that's kind of cool. I've never tried this, or I've never seen that, or, and come away with learning something new. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't get it. It's completely antithetical to my philosophy, right? If someone comes to me and asks for help or whatever, I will generally try and find the time to give it to them, because I think a rising tide lifts all ships, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's a hobby industry. We should be nice and supportive to each other. And yet I'm the villain, and these people are the good guys. I don't know.
And Mercurius, for Australian $2, he said, I like your stream. I like you too, bud. You're a good guy. And you've always been really supportive. And I count your donations as one of the reasons I actually got paid the few times that I have on YouTube. So I really do appreciate you. So this is for you.
Friendo.
But
I saw that.
you saw that?
Shithead.
Victor. Yeah. And I do a lot of umming. I hate that, but that's just me getting my thoughts together.
I say like a lot whenever I listen back to me on like interviews. Like I just did it. I sound like a valley girl.
I thought that was funny that Grimm mentioned that too. He was saying, "Yeah, this person says like a lot."
Yeah.
I double up on words. I'll get halfway through a sentence and then go back a couple of words and then keep going again. It's annoying.
And Caster puts in $2 for the bully T-shirt fund.
Nice.
What?
Okay.
I thought we were trying to help you out.
Yes, you are. You are. And you know what? This is just for you. Okay. Where is it? Where did I
guys,
miss it?
you won't believe the stuff T-shirt tells me about off stream. Did you guys know his favorite movie is Highlander 2?
Monkey Land.
Well,
Monkey Land
Story
for you.
T-shirt, I don't think I can stream with you anymore, knowing that.
Uh-oh. It isn't my favorite.
Okay,
It's not. It's totally not.
first one's awesome though.
Yeah. Well,
So-
yeah, the first one is a classic.
There was one other story I thought might be fun to bring up with you guys.
Yes.
You
I
wanna
want to do
bring-
that one too.
And I think this one would be good for Neckbeardia too. So I don't know if he's got time or not, but
Neckbeardia, yeah, you need to get in here. Actually, I really wanted Harmony for this one, because if we're talking about that particular female anatomy part, I would at least like one bearer of said part to talk about that.
See, T-shirt, that's what everyone expects, that we're going to have to get the token woman. No. It's got to be all dudes talking about the vagina. museum.
I identify as a woman for the duration of this conversation.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
and I'm just a big vagina, so
There we go. There we go. Yes. Harmony, if you would like to drag your female parts onto this, and you have the link.
That's not bad.
It did sound bad. It was supposed to sound bad because we're talking about the Vagina Museum. Yes, the Vagina Museum.
Yeah.
Should I actually pull up? Let me pull this up on. Oh, I
got you. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah. So this is an article on the Wargamer. The Vagina Museum will star in a science-y D&D one-shot. So, to raise money for the Vagina Museum, one group of scientists take Dungeons & Dragons where it's never gone before, inside a Tarask. And, on my bucket list of shit to, ever talk about, think about, or ever even conceive of, the Tarask's vagina is definitely on my list of shit I was not ever expecting to talk about.
I'm immediately seeing several problems. The Tarask is basically a kaiju that just exists. It doesn't breed. There aren't any baby Tarasks.
Yeah.
So why would it have genitals? And from what I remember, it's a giant lizard, basically.
Yeah,
so it would have a cloaca. Yeah.
I've always heard people talking about I've always heard about players wondering, about eating the animals, but I didn't think we were going to quite go here.
Yeah. So
can we at least have an adventure about going into some drow pussy? I'd be interested in that.
Everybody wants to get into drow pussy. So, okay, science-loving Dungeons & Dragons streamers have teamed up with the Vagina Museum for a special D&D one-shot. TTRPG group Science and Sorcery will stream Critical Hit.
I mean, I don't feel like I can criticize it too much.
I mean,
that is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's... To their Twitch channel on February the 2nd, Science and Sorcery tells Wargamer that this gynecological game will take place inside the reproductive system of a very well-preserved Tarask. Now, why you would want to have an adventure in that, I don't know.
T-shirt, this is why I keep that clip. That is why I keep that puppet clip.
Oh?
The Screaming Pippa.
Oh, the Screaming Pippa. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hang on. Let me.
You mean you don't keep a copy of that?
I don't keep that, but let me have to find. I have to find my equivalent of that.
I'm too sober for Tarask vaginas.
Yeah. Let me see. Does this work?
Fuck that shit!
There we go.
No, not quite.
Wouldn't the other Blue Velvet clip work better? Let's fuck. I'll fuck anything that moves.
I need to get that one. Maybe this one.
You motherfuckers are the cause of my suffering!
Yes.
That one? Will that work?
I guess.
I mean, there's always this one.
I'm gonna have to write an adventure now about just going inside of a giant dick, but I will have to figure out like a clever title with the word sound or sounding in it.
Yeah. This is one of those things that James Raggy did beat them to on. He has the book Vaginas Are Magic.
He did. He does, and that's actually one of my favorite books, to be honest. Not because of the title, but because it has a really cool magical system, and it has the most epic heavy metal spells ever. As a matter of fact, everybody at my table was skeptical as hell when I dropped both of those books on the table for us to use. And within a couple of minutes of looking at how cool some of the spells were, people were like, oh, can I have this spell? Or can I keep using this spell and all that? And they were like, yeah, you can use that. So, yeah.
But that one just happened to, I don't know, like Fireball.
The biggest hazard in this dungeon is incoming Tarask dog.
Yeah.
Victor,
oh my god, Nickbeardia!
Victor, if you do write that adventure, can you include a pre-generated bard called Youre Franklin?
That's pretty funny.
So anyway, yeah, apparently in London in 2017, because of course it's in London, the Vagina Museum is the world's first physical museum dedicated to education about vaginas and vulvas. Oh, dear God. We have a vision of a world where no one is ashamed of their bodies. Everyone has bodily autonomy, and all of humanity works together to build a society that is free and equal, states its official website.
Can we bring back shame? I think we need some shame right about now.
Well, okay.
Just a little. Look, I'm not saying go back to like the 1600s. I'm just saying like let's just bring a little shame back.
No. Okay, look. In all fairness, I love vagina. I really do. I've seen many, and I just obviously there's some you prefer more than others, but there's nothing to be ashamed about of those things. If anything, it's like most of us spend most of our lives trying to get right back into them.
If there's somebody who I figured would have written an adventure about giant scaly kaiju vagina, I figured it would have been Greg.
Yeah, what Greg's kind of quiet about this.
He says I haven't.
He's just waiting on the art. No one wants to pick up the commission.
This is where AI would come in handy.
I did show you guys that comic book, right? The giant cock Jew.
I haven't seen that one though.
Yeah, there's a parody comic, kaiju comic called The Giant Cock Jew, and it literally fucks buildings.
Oh.
And they show everything.
Isn't that a meme with a dragon fucking a car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a real comic. It had a Kickstarter and everything.
I had a friend who was a professional writer, and under a pseudonym, he wrote a story about Ultraman fucking Godzilla. So, yeah.
I could. No, I don't want to even.
No.
No.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh.
Yes.
Oh no. Is it? You're gonna make me put this up?
Yes. I'm not gonna get. Don't worry. I'm not gonna get you banned from YouTube or anything here.
Oh,
we're not.
Okay.
We don't pull this down, but
we've got 23 watchers, so yeah, let's put this up. Giant Cock Jew, number 1 of 3. Oh, there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an ongoing series.
It's written by Gary Duggan.
It's an epic.
Yeah, the Mazer Squad told me about.
Holy crap!
Greg, would you be so kind as to read this?
Yes, please.
No.
Yes.
We have to get Grimm to read it in English voice.
Do we now?
Yeah, well, it'll sound more erudite.
Pinky's
It'll
out.
sound less tacky, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Miniseries premiere. The despicable Deadpool team reunites to give the world the giant monster attack story that movies and TV are too squeamish to show you. This is a tale of woe about a monster with physical needs. It needs a restroom. It needs food too. And most unfortunately, it needs sexual satisfaction. The only thing standing in its way are the men and women of science. We're proudly flying our M rating for violence, mild gore, sexual situations, nudity, dudity, turds, comedy, drama, and some very tasteful swearing.
Perfect.
I've looked at it. It's completely ridiculous.
Oh, I gotta pull up the previews for like the rest of this now because like what do issues 2 and 3 hold?
Oh God.
Even more.
Uh-huh.
I'll let you pull those up.
Oh, I've already got it.
Oh. I'm not crazy about the design of the character. It does kind of remind me of Fin Fang Foom a little bit, though.
I think that's the part of the parody.
Oh no.
King Dong.
San
King
Francisco is
Fang
under the threat from King Dong, if you will. Our entire world is threatened by this monster and its gross needs. Frank Gray foretold this monster's coming, and now it's up to him to bring matters to a climax with the help of a mothballed mecha from the disco era. It's a giant monster attack like you've never seen before, or ever will again.
Finger Fanny Poon. There we go. Ping Fanny
And
Poon.
this is already out.
Oh yeah. That's
Go on. Just give us the last one. I know you're itching to. What? That's a curious pose.
See, Frank's hands are firmly on the problem while he pilots the mecha into its greatest battle against the horny Kokakji monster.
Kokji.
With his family watching, the fights get unexpectedly physical. The best way to safely describe our rap is that it goes from a naked sauna fight from Eastern Promises into the kind of like hands on a hard body.
The sauna fight in Red Heat was better.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was literally about to say that. Like, I prefer the sauna fight of Red Heat. More hunky men.
Oh, and there's a collected edition now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
not too long ago. I don't know if I'll buy it.
$14.99, by the way.
That's actually not bad.
Not bad.
If they do a sequel, it's got to be called Double Penetration.
It does.
Yes.
They're gonna do a tabletop game, and Greg's gonna make it.
There you go.
I'll do the expansion.
It does sound like a post-mort product.
I want to throw Garbo this book and just convince him that he needs to now suddenly write a new RPG all based around this. Because Garbo would have to like write up a full mechanics for like dick sizes.
I just want to see Nick Beardia do a review of it.
That game already exists. It's called Fatal.
No. Yeah, except that Fatal only measures, sizes in, inches and things like that. Now you have to go by like, well, you can't even use feet. You have to use something bigger, like yards.
Decameters.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can use feet.
Nick Beardia just says no. Straight up.
I'll stick to orcs with AK-47s. Thank you.
Look,
yeah.
I trust me, guys. I have nothing but the best ideas. Have I ever steered you guys wrong?
Yes.
No.
Don't answer that question.
Kajina. I love you, Harmony. Oh. Well, anyway, getting back to this article. I can't even. Far off. I can't show the picture for it. Because even the thumbnail for it would probably get me. No. I just.
Would it was be a squirter? You think?
I don't even want to think about it. Oh my God, no.
That's how oceans are made.
As well as critical hit, Science and Sorcery will host a live Dungeons and Dragons show at the Vagina Museum. In Her Majesty's Secret Cervix is set for April 26th.
That's pretty funny.
Guys, I got to drop.
Save the Quinn.
I appreciate it, though.
Okay, thanks, Greg.
They had to reach out to the 00 GYN.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice.
I mean, okay. Now that they have a pretty good reason for this. Is Science and Sorcery combines TTRPGs with science communication in all our streams. They add, our game masters reward inspiration and other bonuses when players bring in relevant scientific knowledge. We're hoping this time around to get lots of information about gynecological anatomy, but who knows what other topics may come up. Well, in the first place, if it's a lizard-like thing, it's a Tarask, doesn't it lay eggs?
Yeah.
Even if it did reproduce? Yeah.
You would think. Think of the omelets.
Yeah, Jesus. That'd be like some food that fights back.
I can't criticize them too much. I do sexy D&D, and if they're doing science education, it sounds cheesy as fuck.
It does, but it sounds fun, and it's kind of probably something I would tune into because I do love science and I do love pussy. But
I kind of that may have made a little fun of it, but the fact that it's not. I'm just happy it's not Wizards of the Coast like putting it out as like an official like thing. Yeah. So if this museum wants to go and do this, ultimately, whatever. Yeah, sure, I might make fun of it, but come on, that's the internet. Everything here is fair game.
Yeah.
You know what's sad though? If you did like a monster manual that's all about like sexy fuckable versions of all like the standard D&D monsters.
What, you
it
mean
would
like the
probably
two
make-
encyclopedias of monsters that I have? Yeah.
Well, of course you have them, you creep. No,
Of course I do.
but like yeah, that would probably would do really well. Like that would be like instant millions on Kickstarter. So I
Believe
don't know.
me, I'm already conceiving of a way to use those in a regular game.
I did do a test publication of some sexy paper miniatures, but it didn't do very well. So
Miniatures, paper miniatures, do they even do well at all?
they do all right. Yeah.
How about Bad Dragon, but you're using like the OGL like D&D monsters?
I could,
there's that one Kraken
yeah,
like meme.
yeah. I could think of a way to do it, but yeah, it's definitely not something I would stream. Oh god.
No, I mean I'm not saying you should stream using Bad Dragon toys. I'm saying making Bad Dragon toys and selling them.
Oh well, yeah. I would need access to them, I guess. I don't know. Suddenly, I want to go read my Kinks and Cantrips book. So I don't know. Oh god. Anyway, well, that was fun. Do we have anything else? Or?
No.
I've been
Do you want
busy.
me to go
I
pull up
haven't-
some more articles? Because I
No!
can probably find something.
We gotta have Tuesday too.
You say like Wizards of the Coast is gonna suddenly turn things around.
Well, I mean, I live on hope a lot.
No. You should have known by now. Don't get your hopes up. The best you can do is keep expectations low, and then you always get surprised when they supersede those.
True. I've
Yeah.
always said that too.
A pessimist can only ever have a nice surprise.
True. All right then. You said you have something you're working on? Oh, and so does Victor.
Yeah, I have my Kickstarter next month, so if you want to drop the link for people, maybe they're willing to give that a follow
Okay.
for when it goes live.
And you, Grimm?
If you're not running a game tomorrow, I will run Cyborg tomorrow. If anyone wants to join us.
The Van Damme movie?
No,
Oh,
The,
The
Yeah.
Borg thing?
Stockholm Cartel
oh
game.
I'm not sure if I should share it, but I made like a mock class for that just to kind of make fun of Cyborg.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
But I probably shouldn't share it because I don't know. I don't want trouble with the Stockholm Cartel. They named it after a cartel. They probably have fucking hitman and everything.
I don't know. Can you imagine a Swedish hitman showing up at your door? Hello, I would like to shoot you now.
Swedish black metal hitman.
Oh, that would be
You
different.
mean Hawk?
You'd hear his new rocks coming a mile away. You'd be fine.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I own a pair of new rocks.
I'd never succumbed.
Well, I was stupid once and had money
Hey, fuck it. I'll do it anyway.
because they're expensive as hell. Haxor. You get a +1 on hexering or some shit. I don't know. I like that actually.
Just because it's very rules light, so I just kind of want to make fun of that. Plus all the bright colors that hurt your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Disciple of Loggers. No, Varg is in France, and I think his computer is a potato. So anyway,
He hasn't turned it into vodka yet.
I don't know. Grim, what else were you working on?
I'm kind of working on a Bushido retro clone ish, but I'm having to go back and change stuff because I found out that they're still selling Bushido. So
That's
I don't
okay.
want to tread on their toes so much. And also that there's been some legal and other shenanigans around Bushido in the past. So there was already a clone called Sengoku.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to change things around a bit to differentiate mine, but I've already put so much work into it. I need to still release it. So
I always heard about Bushido and I always read about it in Dragon magazine, but aren't the rules kind of shit?
They're okay. They're nothing special. I'm in the process of changing them, trying out a few ideas. So my version's going to be a little bit more OSR-y. And I'm going to do the main book with a little bit of information on the Sengoku period. And then I'm going to do my own sort of dark Japan horror setting to go
dear.
with it separately. So,
Nice.
Are we getting into Black Tokyo territory?
more that Souls-like Japanese game.
Okay.
Sekiro? Yeah.
Sakura, yeah.
Neo.
That too. But yeah, Sekiro was the one I was
Oh.
thinking of.
Okay.
I have something
stuff.
I'm working on too. So
And I bought a book on yokai, which someone recommended
Nice.
to me. So
see, I'm working kind of on a white box inspired modern game, and it's going to be this Zoe Dog 30. So
Yeah.
if so I'm sticking with just pure modern, like special forces soldier stuff for now, just because it's easier to write. But if it does well, I'm probably going to do like supplements for like adding supernatural shit and monsters and all the usual junk that I like. So yeah, keep an eye on that. It'll probably be coming out, I don't know, within the next month or so.
Yeah, I think we talked about this one
Yeah.
before. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm always looking forward to your stuff. So.
Yeah.
But, sounds problematic. Quick, take my money. Yeah, exactly. All right.
I tried.
You tried. All right. I thought I had something for us. I may have. Oh yeah. I have this little thing to kind of end the stream with, just for fun. If we can still have fun. Are we still on the
Right.
platform where we can have fun?
Ist verboten.
Oh, well, let's do this anyway.
Yeah, I saw that one. It's funny.
Very good.
Yes. There you go, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us this week, and we hope we brought you a laugh as well as some good information. And what is that, Victor's house?
No, I haven't done coke in at least 20 years. Come on.
All
Just
right,
feels
guys.
like 20 years because you were on
Yeah.
coke.
Yeah, because you're on coke. Anytime you're on coke, time just seems to slow down for you. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why? How would I know that, though?
Oh wait, other Coke.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, tune in to Grimm streams tomorrow as he runs Cyborg. I probably will not be along on that one just because I've got stuff going on. But
All right.
I'm sure it will be fun. So
Yes, there will be spaces for players. So if anyone wants to join us, 8 p.m. UK is when we'll start roughly. So hit me up and I'll sort you out with a character, and we can play.
and catch us on Tuesday where I believe we'll actually have Harmony on. So that should be good. Maybe we can get her to say some more funny stuff and clip it.
Yeah, but she's a woman, so that's hard.
Are you kidding me? No, she's really, she's
Come
actually
on.
pretty good natured about that.
Fucking let me have my sexist jokes. T-shirt.
No.
No.
No, not allowed. As a woman, I object.
Yes. And as a black person, you should feel offended at yourself, Victor,
No.
being sexist that way.
Yes, because black people are never sexist.
Yeah, I know.
Possible.
I mean, come on now.
I've seen
Wakanda's
plenty of black comedians. Come on.
Wakanda's an advanced
They
nation,
say worse
damn
shit
it.
than anyone.
All right, everybody. Y'all take care and see you Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams.
a life of crime, exogenic, broken matrix. None of this can make me whole. All the silent nights alone. Hell on my gravestone, they will describe these words I know. You like to read the future from its broken bones.
How do you overcome the suffering of life? How do you overcome the suffering of life?
None of this can make me whole. All the silent nights alone. Hell on my gravestone, they'll describe these words I know. You like to read the future from its broken bones. From its broken bones. From its broken bones. You like to read the future from its broken bones.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.